Mentre aspetto che mi chiamano per andare a lavorare, siamo tornati. Ci siamo lasciati con l'incubo che apparentemente non c'entra niente con la storia dalla Ranara. E... No, aspetta, perché non mi ricordo. Yaranara siamo noi, non mi ricordo più com'è la storia, vabbè. E comunque siamo tornati. Adesso abbiamo dato la lettera a lei.
Sorry about that. Sounds like just drinking juice still isn't quite enough for my stomach.
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier. Anyway, looks like we'll need to prepare something ourselves. Besides, Paimon's getting hungry too. Let's eat first and talk about Erminsul later.
Ah, sembra che sia che cosa.
Traveler. Today's menu will feature sweet madame and a radish veggie soup. You'll love them, Hypatia. They're our specialties after all.
Come fai a sapere?
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly look forward to it. It's been so long since I've had a decent meal, too. To be honest, the last time had to be when Tainari came to visit.
Siete fuori di testa in sta nazione. Prepara il cibo. Va bene, ne abbiamo già 100.000 miliardi di quelle robe lì. Comunque. Prepara il portavivante. I guess. Cucini sul fuoco alcune pietà.
All done! Let's use the empty box that Tainari gave us since we already washed it. Oh, it smells amazing! And the box is a nice touch too! Let's go serve this up and start eating with Hypatia!
A parte tutto, nostra sorella, eccetera, ci stiamo godendo un bel viaggio. Beati loro. E questo. Ti nascondevi i frumenti e ravanelli lì sotto. Non lo so.
Are you already finished cooking? Smells delectable. I'm truly thankful whenever I can enjoy a proper meal like this.
Abbiamo fatto così
Cooking really isn't my forte.
abbiamo fatto così tanti cutscene che così quando ci pare è stranissimo. Apparentemente sì. Ok, preparato per... E pasi. Il portavivante conviene pollo, ai fior dolci e zuppa vegetariana. Speri che lo apprezzi. Speri che il puzzle lo apprezzi. Adesso c'è molta storia. Dopo un delizioso pasto, racconti ai puzzle del tuo
Even
collegamento.
though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with Irminsul immediately after smelling Spiritborn Ale for the first time. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the academia even lauded me as a genius. You should know that some researchers spent their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
It's about the fungus. The
ingredients used to make Spiritborn Ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukadevata. These special ingredients are conducive to heightening our senses to the Dendro Archon's power.
Ho già detto che questi sono tutti fumati. Comunque.
Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the depths of the earth.
Nel momento che il potere risiede nell'Emmisu, ocasionalmente siamo in grado di attingere esso per scoprire profondità. Quello che ho capito, sì.
Naturally. Anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt must be a person of great understanding.
Thank you.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was he sensitive to the smell of those plants for such a long time?
That was primarily due to his body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, he could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experienced a sensory overload, hence the adverse reactions.
Ah, ok, quindi gli danno il potere, però insomma, poi cosa ci ha dato le medicine per...
Taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of Spiritborn Ale would cause adverse effects.
Mm.
Not to worry, though. It appears you've already fully recovered.
Arrivo subito. Presunto spam, non rispondo.
Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon. But unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, the scent of Spiritborn Ale should no longer trigger such reactions.
Whew. Well, that's a relief.
Mm-hmm.
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life, I'd consider it worthwhile so long as I could connect with Irminsul at will.
Mm.
Whoa. You're really serious about this whole thing, aren't you?
Aren't you?
I am a researcher after all. As a member of the Ritaoist Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so much we don't know, especially regarding the mysteries that lie in the starry skies.
Sì, perché noi nei nostri viaggi di solito incontriamo quelli lì che... Non so, come non mi ricordo come si chiamano, sono quelli lì che c'erano con l'ingegneria, no? Mi sa. Infatti dicevo, ma quelli dell'Accademia che abbiamo incontrato, compresa la ragazza che si mette sempre nei guai durante i suoi viaggi, non mi sembra così spirituale. Scusate. Spirituale. Salute. Vabbè.
Which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers. If only my
Non è che Mona
perception
che
wasn't
viene?
so
No,
limited.
no, Mona no.
Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt to attune with Irminsul will be successful, or that doing so will leave my consciousness intact.
Mona studia le stelle, ma non viene da Sumeru. Dovrebbe essere così.
I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their minds while seeking to attune with Irminsul during this stage.
Sembrano tutti a posto, Sumeru.
Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will only lead to one's mind caving in on itself.
Senza la dovuta preparazione potrebbe... Ah, cos'è? Tipo quello di Skyrim che per leggere Red Dead Scroll devi essere preparato.
That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while minimizing the possibility of involving anyone else.
Whoa. So knowledge from Irminsul could be super dangerous. Don't you ever feel afraid of the risk, Hypatia?
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without even the sound of insects. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon.
in realtà pochi possono vederlo, nel senso che devi avere una- come si dice, di avere una certa mentalità, perché molti, gli adulti non li riescono a vedere molti, perché devi, qua mi viene da dire che devi credere alla magia, ma non è così, però il modo più facile che posso spiegarlo è così, devi essere una sorta di, avere una sorta di mezzo bambino che crede ancora nella magia, qualcosa. E sì, è difficile da spiegare, però in 2 o 3 parole sarebbe.
But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the god of wisdom herself. And they have the curious power to make people dream.
Sì, soprattutto.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being, does it?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Sai che non me lo ricordavo questo? E me l'hai fatto venire in mente.
Oh, is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in Sumeru. Adults, however, never do.
Vedi, è quello che dicevo io. Ehm, boh.
The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical.
Mi ricordo il sogno che ho avuto per via degli Ana. Vedi che sappiamo che sono degli Ana.
Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence their dreams. The fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukadevata, the god of wisdom, is keeping us away from the foolish delusions you encounter in your sleep.
Troppo bravo a
I
questo.
was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I stop dreaming. I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a researcher. Sure enough, I never dreamed again.
Mm.
But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again.
Mhm.
It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly recall the feeling. I suddenly felt like I was a child again. Back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be, but I was free of fear. Maybe dreaming isn't as bad as we've made it out to be.
Ok, allora, ogni zona ha il suo core. Mozart ha una cosa, lui ha una cosa, non c'è. Super sembra che il core sia la gente molto seria e non riescono a sognare.
Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City. They'll look at you as if you've lost your mind.
Eh.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things he saw when he connected with Irminsul?
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say is that what you saw is a memory contained within Irminsul itself.
Mm.
World forget me. What could that possibly mean? If only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life. I might have some more answers for you.
Una miseria.
If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me.
È abbastanza simpatica, te. Grazie.
There's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides, I'm already looking forward to tasting some more of your cooking.
È simpatica la ragazza. Continua a chiacchierare prima di goderti un po' di riposo.
Now that we know Hypatia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks it's about time to head back to Gandharvaville.
Ah, possiamo parlarci ancora una volta?
Heading out, I see? If there's anything else you'd ever like to ask about, you know where to find me.
proposito dei rimmi sono dei sogni. Penso che abbiamo già chiesto tutto, no? Devo chiederlo di nuovo.
Take care. Do remember to come visit anytime you're in the area. I would be happy to chat with you.
Facciamo sempre più amici. Posso teletrasportarmi, lo so che a 2 centimetri di distanza, ma c'è la spedizione. Ah sì, ma tanto è meglio camminare. Ci sono nemici o... Bello sto posto comunque, tranquillo. Chissà rispetto all'Accademia come... L'Accademia saranno tutti seri, tutti... Secondo me l'Accademia ci trattano tutti come dei fessi, mi dà quell'idea lì. Saranno degli alberi, ok. Secondo me ci trattano come dei fessi. Poi magari no, sono persone simpatiche che questo non lo so, però mi dà l'idea che non ci trattano bene. Come qua.
Think about it, Tainari. Refusing to join is tantamount to burying your head in the sand.
Oh, attenzione.
I understand that you're a forest watcher and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution to the problem?
Scusate il mouse, in mezzo alla strada.
As Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is pivotal in finding a cure for Irminsul. How could you possibly refuse?
Beh,
Keep your emotions in check, Gulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's reason for declining. We're here to invite him to the Academia, not to cause a scene.
back in my days.
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here in person, but I'm afraid I must still decline your invitation. I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the Haravatat have any need of someone like me?
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation. He is a renowned sage of the Immorta, after all. So now I've come here in his stead.
La protezione del tuo maestro.
I see. Well, I figured that given his temper, he would come here and berate me personally.
Tainari, your master is an integral part of this effort, and now he requires your assistance.
And what exactly does my master need of me, Sage Kage?
You'll know once you've arrived in Sumeru City, that is.
And, how long will I be required to stay?
There's no definite answer as of now.
Forever.
Do you mean to tell me that, despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, you still can't answer the questions I laid out in the letter to my master? If that's the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you a definite answer either.
Ma...
Tainari, but you...
So be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
We are the best. We have money. Bye. Gucci boy. Cosa cavolo sto dicendo?
Tainari, what was that all about?
It's nothing. Some people from the Academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with a project, but I had to refuse on account of all my responsibilities here. But all that can wait. How did things go with Hypatia?
It was quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and sound. She answered a bunch of questions for us, too.
Yes.
Very good. Now that the Traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason for you to tarry here longer. I assume you will be heading to Sumeru City, correct?
Oh. Non vedremo più con lei per un po'. Peccato, era simpaticissimo.
That's right. We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for advice. Do you have any idea on how we can find her?
Mm,
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have any advice for you there.
mm.
Well, do you at least know anyone we can try asking in Sumeru City?
Let me think. My trips to Sumeru City have been fairly short, and most of my acquaintances are researchers.
Mm.
Oh, how about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. He's from the Amorta Darshan and is adept at gathering information. Asking him might prove worthwhile.
Quello che abbiamo incontrato durante il
Also,
festival.
when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure if it will ever come in handy for you, but maybe you can give it a try.
Oh? What is it?
Cos'è?
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Some say that this item is the very basis of Sumeru's reputation as the City of Wisdom. Needless to say, this device and its usage fall under the Academia's expertise, so I'll leave it to them to show you how to use it.
Great! Next up, Sumeru City!
Mm.
Oh, but wait. Before that...
Andiamo a salutare Colei?
That's right! Tainari, we have something important to say to Kale before we leave. Is she doing better now?
Mm?
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little walk would do her some good. Last I saw her, she was taking the path towards the North Crossing. She knew you two would be leaving soon, so she must have wanted to see you off.
Thanks, Tainari. All right, let's go!
Farewell, and good luck to you both.
Grazie, sei simpatico, Trainer. Salute Colei. Una lettera da Tainari a Ruavi. Ok. Non ho ancora ben capito quello che ci hai dato cosa serve. Ah, lì Colei. Non sapevo che era chissà dove, lontano. Invece che vicino.
I've been waiting for you two.
Ah, aspetta. Cagnolino. Cacchio.
Never mind. I guess I should just wish you two a safe and successful journey.
Arrivo. Non so cosa è successo. Ho sentito una qualcosa di metallico di fianco alla finestra che c'ho io. Boh.
Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale. We're headed to Sumeru City.
Abbi cura di te, torneremo presto. Non so. Abbi cura di te. Torneremo presto.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my duties. I want to be a forest ranger after all. It's up to me and the others to protect the rainforest here.
Troppo simpatica quella.
And, I'm sorry. I should have told you both about my condition when we first met. I just wanted you two to treat me as a normal friend, not some girl that needs your sympathy.
Not just a girl? Oh, ok. Una detto una compatire, ma in inglese ha detto un'altra cosa, no? Vabbè. So.
But I guess now I understand that the most important thing is for friends to be genuine with one another.
Che simpatica.
There's
Adoro.
no need to apologize, Kale. We should be thanking you for trusting us enough to be your friends and sharing your past with us. We're probably still gonna worry about your condition, but that's because we're friends and we care about you.
Thank you. That means a lot. Before you leave, I have something for you.
Okay.
Oh? What is it?
It's my recipe for pita pockets. I told you that I'd give you a copy, remember? My handwriting is a little,
so please don't laugh.
No.
Yay! Thanks, Kale. Now we can eat those scrumptious little pitas whenever and wherever we like.
Lei è fantastico.
I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your time here in Gandharvaville.
Tutti questi pensieri, non vedo l'ora di incontrare, non vedo l'ora di incontrare. Ne valsa la pena. Siete simpaticissimi. Mi ricordate del tempo qui a bordo? Certo che sì.
Well then, I, trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both farewell. Please visit Gandharvaville again. The Rangers will always be ready to assist you here.
Ci siamo. Ripita ripine. Raggiungi la città di Sumer. Che sarebbe sto collezionabile? Ah. Enemy spot. Vediamo cosa dice lei. Prima che me ne vada.
I hope you have a safe trip to Sumeru City and get to meet the Dendro Archon there.
E puoi chiedere come ti
I'm
senti.
much better now. I'll be back on patrol again starting tomorrow.
Eh.
Even though I'm not quite ready to help Master clear the Withering Zones yet, there is still plenty of other tasks for me to handle. Oh, and Traveler, if you ever see Amber again during your travels, please don't mention my illness to her. Okay?
Ah, non lo sa?
Amber knows about my case of Elazar and what's happened in my past, but I haven't told her about my condition getting worse.
Ah, mi sembra.
I guess I just don't want her to worry about me. If the need arises, I'll tell her about it myself.
Okay.
Alright, we understand, Kale. I hope you have a safe trip to Sumeru City and get to meet the Dendro Archon there.
Ripita ripiene.
Kinda hard to believe that Master Tainari can cook, isn't it?
Beh, insomma, se hai una conoscenza delle erbe.
His culinary techniques are very polished, but his taste is a little, unusual. It's not really his fault, though. He just has a sensitive tongue and nose, so he prefers much lighter flavors. The last time I went a little too heavy on the spices for my pita pockets, Master started having a sneezing fit. Of course, I never heard the end of it after that. I hope you have a safe trip to Sumeru City and get to meet the Dendro Archon there.
Non so, forse devo chiedere
See
domande
you
anche
later.
a...
Be sure to come back often. Even though Master didn't admit it, I'm sure he wants to see you again.
Forse devo chiedere anche alla ragazza là, però insomma ci ha già risposto alle domande. Ma anche teoricamente anche con lei, però insomma non ci ha detto... Vabbè, insomma... Non so. Potevo anche non chiedere niente a lei perché insomma erano domande stupide come... Tipo, come stai Sil? Sei in piedi e ride... Non è che ci vuole un genio del male per capire. Sto cercando di capire come andare lì. Tranquillo. Non ci chiama.
Ooh, maybe I could curl up inside this box.
Collezione amica qua. Ne ho 66 addirittura. Fa piacere avere comunque come ricordo la piccoletta qua. Ok. Su Mero teoricamente ci siamo già stati. Mi teletrasporterò qua. Che mi è già capitato in giochi passati che ti ritrovi in posti che hai già visitato, c'è un cutscene. Magari ti teletrasporti proprio sopra il cutscene, il gioco non capisce più niente. Niente. Vai in stand by, succede un bug e glitch. È successo. Quindi per quello lì che hanno l'orecchio, perché c'era anche l'eremita lì. Vabbè. Sì, mi teletrasporto un po' più lontano, anche se penso che in questo gioco qua non succede niente. Mi dà l'idea che non succederà niente. Non sembra che sto gioco sia perfetto, quasi quasi.
Sumeru
Nel senso, dico quasi perfetto, perché qualche bug l'ho trovato.
Oh, did you see that? When those people entered the city, something on their heads lit up.
Sì.
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Sup, dude?
Oh, yeah, that's right. But how did you know that?
Non c'è headset.
Because there's currently no information on either of you in the Akasha.
Ah, ok.
But no need to worry, that won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia conveniently provides each traveler to Sumeru City with a device.
Ah.
Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's lasting legacy, a treasure trove of collected knowledge.
Knowledge. It's all about the knowledge.
After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia created one of its most ingenious inventions, the Akasha Terminal.
AKA il Pip Boy.
As long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need.
È un assistente vocale, allora. È un assistente, non è vocale.
I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother and more effective in large cities such as Sumeru City and Port Ormos.
Oh, so this is the thing that Tainari was telling us about. It sounds pretty amazing.
Ma se io vado in giro con il Traveler c'è sta roba qua nell'orecchio.
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extended amount of time in Sumeru. However, this policy was recently changed, and now all travelers are issued one upon arrival.
Ci mancava solo un'altra Inazuma 2.0.
Here are your Akasha terminals. Please handle them with care.
Va bene. Io qua de massa.
It kinda looks like a leaf.
Un pochettino sì.
To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase to yourself. May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom.
Oh, says this little doodad lets you access knowledge. Maybe we can use it to find a way to meet Lesser Lord Kusanagi. Let's give it a try.
Okay.
May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom.
La nostra Dio ci benedica con la voce della saggezza. E ce l'abbiamo all'orecchio. Ah, c'è anche Paimon.
Whoa. Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing. It seems all we need to do is concentrate on what we want to know, and bam! You get it. Oh, that'll come in real handy.
Forte.
Exactly. That is the power of the
Lo
Akasha.
voglio anch'io. Cavolo, fatelo, vi prego, qualcuno nella realtà lo faccia, lo crei. Sarebbe una cosa bellissima, altro che sì, in realtà aumentata, ma è utile, è una cosa utile. Non so come dire, ci sta.
And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon always be your guide.
Ciao, grazie per
Okay.
alla
now that we're
Mahatma.
in, we can check the Akasha about Lesser Lord Kusanagi. Let Paimon try.
Hmm.
500 years ago, the sages found a newly born deity from within some scorched ruins. The deity now resides in the sanctuary of Suristana. Seems pretty similar to what Kali was telling us.
Una divinità appena nata.
Okay, next, let's concentrate on
Era la
asking
madre.
how to meet her. Huh? Paimon doesn't sense anything.
Può darsi che non lo sa nessuno.
The Akasha didn't respond to Paimon's question.
Ci sono essere cose.
Oh, come on! Ugh. Focusing on this question feels like when you have something you're trying to remember and it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't think of it. Ugh. Paimon's brain is exhausted.
Forse indirettamente troverò informazioni su Kusanagi. Ora chiedevo cos'altro la cache.
Oh, smart idea. But what are you going to ask it?
Pensa perché la cache non risponde alla mia domanda. Pensa sua eccellenza minore occasionale. Pensa sua eccellenza maggiore elevata. Proviamo sua eccellenza minore. Per un istante qualche straccio di coscienza ha fatto capolino nella mia mente, però non c'era nulla che non sapessimo. Quindi forse dovevo scegliere il maggiore.
You too? Well, glad it's not just Paimon.
Forse dovevo scegliere il maggiore. Proviamo il maggiore. Nella mia mente ho visto puntini luminosi, forse devo rilasciarmi e concentrare maggiormente. Forse lo capisco. Ho anche percepito sensazioni di affetto e intimità e nostalgia, tristezza e ansia. A quanto pare sono le stesse provate dagli abitanti di Sumeru quando pensano all'arco, che non è più tra loro.
Uh-oh. Paimon's getting all teary-eyed all of a sudden. It feels like the people of Sumeru really miss their Archon.
Che strano sta roba che c'è. Pensa perché la cascia non risponde alla mia domanda? Viene in mente un improvviso, la cascia non risponde in maniera incondizionata a ogni domanda. Inoltre, anche se persone diverse pongono la stessa domanda, la cascia infonde conoscenze differenti in base alle rispettive personalità, età, esperienze e dati.
Huh. Could it be because we're Outlanders and we've only just arrived in Sumeru? You know, maybe we're not qualified to receive an answer to this sort of question or something.
Quello che pensavo prima, non l'ho detto ad alta voce, ma quando me l'ha dato ho pensato, mi sa che ci sono dei gradi qua. E per quella roba lì.
Well, seems no matter which way we try, we can't find anything that'll lead us to Lesser Lord Kusanali. Guess our only choice now is to try meeting with the researcher that Tainari recommended.
Andiamo lì. Siamo obbligati.
He's from Sumeru and even has a position in the academia. Maybe he'll be able to access more info from the Akasha.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tainari wrote an address on the letter's envelope. Oh, it's not far from the city's gate. Let's head over and have a look. Hopefully he's at home.
Perché sono già stato tante volte qua, ma
Watch out for pickpockets.
vabbè,
How can my own brother say something like that about me? It's plain hurtful.
sembra così magico, sembra la prima volta che sono entrato. Maria la segretaria. Nice to meet you, I guess.
Hello, are you Rohawi?
Mitsuki.
Yes, that's me. Can I help you?
Great! You see, Tainari sent us here and...
What? Tainari? Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure, I admit that the article I published last month wasn't my best work, and maybe the data didn't produce the most convincing results, but...
Sembra che sia stato un...
Here, this is a letter from Tainari.
Oh, let me see. Oh, ooh, what a relief. You two nearly scared the life out of me. So, you two just have some questions for me?
Per adesso Sumeru è tranquilla, mi piace. Le altre città erano distruzione o mezzi pazzi che le governavano, invece questo.
Seems even Tainari acknowledges my innate ability for procuring information. So, what is it you two would like to know?
Aiuto, cosa faccio?
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
You mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? This isn't exactly my area of expertise, but let me see what I can find in the Akasha.
Miau.
Sorry, the Akasha didn't respond to my query.
Uguale a...
What? You too? But what about your Paimon was sure you'd be able to access more info than we did.
Che faccio?
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher, so the Akasha doesn't see a need for me to know more about the Dendro Archon. All I know is that ever since Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumeru, she's never left the Sanctuary of Sorasthana or made a public appearance.
Huh. Didn't expect her to be such a mysterious figure.
The Dendro Archon is somewhat of a recluse. Perhaps she just doesn't want to entertain visitors, which would explain the lack of information in the Akasha.
Un po' la Raiden, no? Spero che sia un po' più bravo.
Then what can we do?
No need to worry just yet. I'm only hypothesizing here. You could certainly try asking around and see if anyone else has ideas. And besides, you two should consider the bright side of things. Not being able to see Lesser Lord Kusanali may not be a bad thing.
Cioè?
In this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha and things you can never accomplish. Knowing when to yield is a form of wisdom. Take me, for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every 3 years. But Tainari? That guy can publish 3 papers in just a single year.
Okay. Thanks for your advice.
Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things like who's been promoted within the academia or relations between the 6 great sages, come find me.
Quindi con nel mio campo ti intendi solo di quelle cose.
Hey, come on! This is a survival skill at the academia.
Oh, Paimon's expectations were pretty low, but this is so low, it's like digging holes in the dirt.
Ma poveraccio.
So what do
Vi ho
we do
detto in
now?
faccia.
Even if we want to talk to someone, we don't know anybody
A
here.
dire il vero, un'altra conoscenza c'è.
Huh? Like who?
Ah, sì.
Oh, you're right!
Catherine.
Catherine! The Adventurers Guild has its own intel network. Let's hurry and find her.
Yeah. Andiamo a trovare Catherine. Mi piace che però è così Catherine che la sblocchi. Cioè, negli altri posti di solito era una missione secondaria. Tra virgolette. Nel senso che conveniva sbloccarla anche se era una missione a parte. Insomma, era così strana. Dovevo imparare a districarmi tra le strade perché è strano.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Hello, traveler in Paimon.
Catherine, we need your help with something.
Vedi che c'è una specie di chiave dietro. È interessante perché molte volte non te la fa vedere. Non te lo fa vedere la schiena di Catherine. È una chiave. E molti dicono che è una robot perché c'è la chiave. Non so. Credo anch'io di sì, però ogni tanto quando la senti parlare non sembra una robot, sembra una persona normale.
Understood. The Adventurers Guild is always ready to serve you. With what do you require assistance?
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
You two wish to meet with Sumeru's Archon. Understood. Please wait.
What?
I apologize, but I am unable to call up any relevant information in the Akasha. I'm also unable to locate any pertinent information in my personal memory.
Stai parlando come una robot? Ti ho appena detto che non sei una robot.
Another dead end. Well, if Catherine can't help us, then we really don't know anyone else to ask now.
Please do not worry. I may know of someone who can help you two.
Sì?
In Sumeru, the Adventurers Guild does not serve as the vanguard of information. Rather, there are numerous active mercenary groups collectively known as the Eremites.
Li abbiamo incontrati.
They take on various contracts and work all across Sumeru, so they naturally accrue intelligence. An Eremite brigade called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumeru City's defenses. Not only are they the oldest brigade, but they are responsible for managing and coordinating the affairs of all other mercenary brigades.
Mi piace che è tranquillo. Tranquilla, sta missione proprio pacchiana.
Corps of 30? What a weird name.
Supposedly, they are named as such because their ranks numbered 30 at their inception.
Oh.
Asfand, an advisor with the Corps of 30, maintains good relations with the Adventurers Guild. Though he's already retired, he and his words carry great weight within mercenary circles. If you'd like to get in contact with him, you can find him at the Corps of 30's headquarters, the Citadel of Rexar.
Perché i mercenari vanno in pensione? I guess, yeah, ma in che senso pensione? Vabbè. Grazie.
You're welcome. I wish you two the best of luck. We look forward to your exploits in Sumeru.
Credo proprio di sì. Mi dà quell'idea anche a me.
Off to the Citadel of Rexar we go!
No,
Ad Astra Abyssask.
ciao Catherine, devo solo inviare i miei personaggi in spedizione. C'è anche lei. Non vedo l'ora di incontrare, l'ho già detto, Frozen, perché deve essere bestiale. Non so se la odierò al primo incontro, mi sta simpaticissimo, probabilmente mi sta antipaticissimo, poi comincio a apprezzarla. Comunque, andiamo a vedere qua. Io me ne andrei a un bel che dormire già adesso, però sono curioso, voglio andare un pochettino più avanti con queste missioni qua. Comunque. Ah, c'è dei fiori che non abbiamo raccolto, ragazzi.
Welcome. The Adventurers Guild told me to expect you to.
Che velocità.
It's nice to meet you, Asfand. We'd like to ask you about something.
Queste cose
I see.
silenziose.
So, Catherine's the one who sent you this way.
My God.
Ha! It's true that the Eremites' network is vast, but even I can't help you meet the Dendro Archon.
Wait, seriously? That's it?
That's it?
Afraid so. The Eremites aren't terribly religious, so we don't know much about divinities. As far as the Akasha goes, we can access even less than you.
La minoranza, cosa razzistica, super.
We originally came from the desert. The gods there died off long ago. Since those days, we've used our own two hands to carve out a living. We don't beg gods for their aid.
God.
It isn't just us, though. If you ask me, I think most in Sumeru aren't interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
C'è la voce della moglie di... come si chiama la ragazza lì a Venice? C'è sempre la stessa voce. No, c'è la voce del marito della moglie a Venice.
Oh?
Non mi ricordo come si chiama. What is that?
Just take the Academia, for example. They're the ones who truly rule Sumeru. Although they believe in gods, most of them only care for the late greater Lord Rugadavada.
Ah, quindi non è come le altre nazioni che sono... Sì, sono legati, ma insomma si arrangiano, insomma.
In their eyes, she was the one who founded Sumeru and gifted us with the Akasha. Lesser Lord Kusanali just happened to inherit her legacy. Because of the Academia's influence, most citizens are more familiar with Greater Lord Rugadavada and hold her in greater esteem. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali never makes an appearance, and the Academia never announces anything about her. As far as the people of Sumeru are concerned, she's just a god that exists. And that's all.
Really? sort of feels bad for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
But who knows? We're all just guessing when it comes down to it. Besides, I'm sure the God of Wisdom doesn't worry about her reputation among people like us.
Alright, well, thanks for the info, Osfond.
No problem. Always happy to help out the Adventurers Guild.
Sembra qualcuno potente, pieno di soldi. Poi lasciate la cittadella di E, interroghi diverse persone. Ok. Siamo proprio persi.
Seems Osfond was right about most people's attitudes here.
Siamo proprio persi. Negli altri posti sì, ci voleva un pochettino, ma non poi così tanto.
Not only are they not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know
Scusate.
We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumeru. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems.
Però dobbiamo trovare la nostra sorella e ci serve.
Isn't there at least one person in this entire city who cares about Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Det ska leid kontakta qualcuno?
Huh? Who are you?
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here. You've been asking around for information on Lesser Lord Kusanali, right?
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dunyarzad, one of Lesser Lord Kusanali's faithful followers.
What? Mi piace la tua voce.
Whoa, really? Then do you know how we can meet with her?
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me of a legend about the Dendro Archon.
Quale tipo?
Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, there was a man who heard a prophecy. It predicted that a great calamity was about to befall him. Panicked by what he heard, the man sought out the Dendro Archon in hopes that she would bless him with the wisdom to help him escape his predicament.
Vuoi vedere quanto sapeva la terra, no?
The man journeyed across deserts and through rainforests and experienced tribulations of every kind. However, he still couldn't find any trace of the Dendro Archon. In despair, he thought, alas, the Archon has abandoned me. He then had no choice but to sorrowfully resign to his fate.
Okay, and then what happened?
And then, the calamity came. But to his own surprise, the man felt somehow emboldened.
Scusate, solo che sto parlando di cose a casa mia. La cameretta si abbatte su di Gorka, un'enorme sorpresa però l'uomo realizzò quando le prove affrontate lungo il cammino l'avessero incoraggiato. Riuscì a superare l'avversità e fece affidamento sulle sue forze.
At that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact, an avatar of the Dendro Archon. She said, "Oh, Archon Seeker, do you now understand? She and her wisdom have long been found by you. Along your journey, we were in every flower and blade of grass. every ray of sparkling sun, and every breath of dancing wind. So long as you continue to think and ponder, we'll be wherever you go.
That was an awesome story.
Yeah, thanks for the story. Paimon feels all warm and fuzzy inside after that.
In a way, it seems like this story is also one of the Dendro Archon's avatars.
Huh?
Dunyarzad, since you worship Lesser Lord Kusanali, can you tell us anything else about her?
Of course. So did you two know that,
What?
I'm terribly sorry, but it seems something's come up now. Let's chat another day.
Vabbè. Ho notato ci sono dei mercenari dietro.
Hey, wait! What the heck just happened?
Ops. Ah, penso che avevo bloccato il coso. OBS. Pare abbia a che fare con quelle persone laggiù.
It looks like they're searching for someone. Dunyarzad was acting super nervous just now. You think they're looking for her? This stinks! We finally managed to find a lead about Lesser Lord Kusanali! We can't let them get in the way now! Let's see if we can get rid of them. Then we can catch up with Dunyarzad!
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple top and a long blue dress? We're looking for her.
Citazione White.
Did she have bandages wrapped around her wrists?
Yes, that's her. Did you see which direction she went?
Yeah, she went that way.
Quick, after her!
That should keep him busy for a while. Let's hurry and find Dunyarzad.
Che risate. Che risate. Abbiamo trovato anche il faro. Vediamo cosa dicono.
Strange. Where'd she go? She couldn't have made it far.
There's no way we can return to the Master and Mistress empty-handed. I'll ask around again.
Yes, you do that. Sei una principessa, come su Skyrim. Quella missione lì, allora non ha alcun senso.
There you are, Dunyarzad. We thought you might have been long gone by now.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me there.
You can relax
Sembra
now.
simpatico.
We threw those people looking for you off the trail.
Really? Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I believe there's still more of them out there looking for me. Uh-oh, looks like there are some coming this way.
Quickly!
Huh? More of them? Then what are we standing here for? Run!
No, wait, my body isn't in the best shape. It's difficult for me to run.
Troviamo un posto per nasconderci.
Okay, sounds good. There's a tavern on the other side of the port we can go to. They probably wouldn't expect me to hide in a place like that.
Alright, let's move out. Stay behind us. We'll keep an eye out for anyone looking for you.
Ok. Cos'è un minigioco? Ah, sempre. Con quelli lì ci puoi parlare, ma... mi verrebbe voglia di parlarci per curiosità. Però, vabbè. Andiamo. Dati su me. Ma per un momento pensavo che era le cuffie proprio. Entra nella taverna.
We made it. Oh, they shouldn't be able to find us now. Wait, stand down, Dia.
Ah, abbiamo trovato Dei. Non ci credo.
My lady, who are these two?
Era un banner che non ho preso. Me ne pento un po' perché con il nostro team sarebbe stato ancora forse più forte di Jamie, ma vabbè.
They're travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago. They happened to notice that you were all searching for me, so they helped me hide.
I see. In that case, you two should scram. There's nothing here for you.
Beh.
Wait a sec! Who the heck are you? And why are you shooing us away?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home safe and sound.
Ah, c'è anche...
My lady, let's get going. You've been gone for so long that your parents are worrying themselves sick.
Cos'è una principessa?
And if I refuse to go with you?
It'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on not going, then I'll have to carry you like a sack of potatoes.
Hey! Dunyarzad already said she doesn't want to go back. Why are you still pushing her?
Stay out of this. You don't understand the situation.
Va bene.
Sorry, my lady. Even though I'm your bodyguard, your parents are my employers. I have to answer to them.
How much?
Wait, what?
What?
How much more do I have to pay you to become your employer? So you never listen to my parents ever again. Double? A triple? Give me some time and I'll get that much.
My lady, this isn't about Mora. I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say this. I like Mora, but I'll never go against my principles. That's why I'm here looking for you. Sure, it's an order from my employer, but my conscience was also telling me it's the right thing to do. And knowing your health, carelessly running around like this is gonna hurt ya. For the sake of those who love you, don't be stubborn.
No, you're wrong. I'm aware of my limits and I know what I'm doing. Honestly, the only people being stubborn right now are my parents.
My God.
And they know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. They still won't accept reality. And every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, you've been living with us a long time already. This should be old news to you. Dia, I know it hasn't been easy for Mother and Father, and I'm grateful for everything they've done for me. But there's someone else in this world I'm also grateful to. Because she saved me. The love I have for her is the same I have for my parents.
Ah, d'accordo.
This is my life and my last chance. So I want to do something meaningful.
My lady, are you sure what you're doing now is meaningful?
Yes, I'm sure. At least, it is to me.
Fine. I won't ask you to return home anymore. But let me make something very clear. I'm only doing this because I respect your determination, not because I agree with you.
Pensavo più... Cioè, pensavo che quando mi incontravamo la prima volta l'abbiamo già incontrato per il festival di Sumer. Cioè, pensavo che erano cattivissime, invece no. Tranquillo, sono tutti tranquilli.
Sorry for being so rude just now. My nerves were acting up. And I even brought up your payment in such an offensive way.
My God.
Don't worry about it, my lady. I did say that I like Mora. Besides, that's our next topic of conversation.
Tra l'altro sono il nostro prossimo argomento.
Today's little excursion caused such a ruckus that every single bodyguard at the estate was deployed. It wouldn't be easy to hide things from your old man.
Real good.
Since this definitely won't be your last escapade, here's a little tip. You should at least make it look like your room and things are still in order when you leave. Also, you'll need someone to cover you for when you're out and about. So, I'll let you hire me, my lady. This way, everyone wins. As for the pay, let's say half of what your father pays me. We can settle the bill when we return to the estate.
Sembra il mio personaggio di Fallout 4. È bravo. Però quando sente soldi striga male. Avevo fatto così.
Okay, deal.
Yay! Looks like they've reached an understanding.
I'm fine, really. I just feel a little tired now that things have calmed down.
My lady, stop trying to look tough. We're already in a tavern, so let's rest up and grab some grub.
Some grub.
I'm sorry for worrying you two. If you don't mind, I'd like for you to join us.
Yeah?
Sure! After you rest up, we want to hear more about Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ah. Riposa per un po' nella taverna.
Your theory is just putting the cart before the horse.
Ah, siamo di nuovo nella taverna.
Well, if it isn't Dia. Haven't seen you in nearly half a year.
Non è la taverna che abbiamo festeggiato con gli altri.
Word on the street is that you're a bodyguard for the Homayani family now. Don't you find that kind of work boring?
Boring.
Nah, you get used to it. How about a menu over here?
You got it, huh? Isn't this little Miss Homayani herself? We don't get to serve personages like you very often. We'll be sure to prepare our very best.
Thank you, sir, but there's no need. I don't have a lot of mora on me, and I really ought to save as much as I can.
Ogni tanto quando parlano...
But please bring these two the best food you have. They're my new friends, so I want to be a good host for them.
Paghiamo anche noi.
Wait, we're paying for ourselves now? Aw, Paimon kinda wanted to try something fancy, but we aren't exactly loaded. Guess Paimon will settle for something ordinary.
Se abbiamo 20 milioni.
How about our charcoal-baked agelenach cakes? They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look, other customers over there are eating some now.
They look kind of burnt and dry. Paimon will pass.
Se ti ho visto cucinare dei melmosi. Una prima volta per tutte, vedere Paimon schizzinoso. Il cibo, in effetti.
Hey, come on! Paimon has personal preferences too, you know.
Dopo aver ordinato, continuate a parlare.
Dunyarzad, we asked a lot of people when we first arrived, and almost nobody was interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali. So, what made you want to follow her?
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the Dendro Archon? Even though I don't know how, I think I've actually seen her before.
La miseria.
Huh? Really?
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, my illness had kept me bedridden for the better part of a year. I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends, and my parents did their best to find treatments for me. But even then, the Akasha didn't have any helpful information. My younger self no longer had any hopes or dreams. One flare-up was so bad that I was in a semi-conscious state for several days. Then one night, I woke up alone in my room. I was terrified. My body was paralyzed. Even if I cried, there was no sound.
Hai avuto un sogno all'occhi aperti, caro mio.
At that moment, an ethereal voice spoke in my mind. Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry.
What?
Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry. Who are you? How do you know my name? How do I explain this? You might not be able to understand, but actually, I know everything about you. Really? Of course. I know that you're scared of thunder, that you hate taking medicine every morning, and that you love counting the petals on your mom's skirt.
Mm.
Wow, you really do know everything. Dunyarzad, is there anything you want? Want? Not really. I can't go anywhere or do anything. Huh? But aren't you a child? All children have wishes. Tell me what you want, and maybe I can make it happen.
Sembra bravo sto,
And, can you make my illness go away? Oh. I'm sorry. But I'm not powerful enough to do that right now.
Oh.
Then, can you be my friend?
After that, the voice said, "Okay, I'll be your friend." Although my body was suffering during those days, that voice encouraged me and told me many wondrous things. Beyond my window was the flourishing Sumeru city. Beyond the city was a lush rainforest. And beyond that was the wall of Samiel, deserts, and all of Teyvat.
Mi piace, insomma, era fantastico. Un'altra sensazione rispetto a altre città. C'è poi così tanto pericolo come nelle altre città. Un posto tranquillo. Ci sta. Hanno fatto il contrario, di solito è la prima città quella tranquilla. Invece stavolta no. Arrivo subito. Quindi questa qua c'ha anche lei c'ha l'Arzarad, giusto?
Once I finally made it through that bout of illness, I couldn't hear that voice anymore. I told my mother about it, but she said that I must have been dreaming. But I know that that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination. Before that, I had never heard of Teyvat.
La voce della sua eccellenza.
Yes, for sure. If it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious about the outside world, nor would I have learned how to read and enjoy so many books. That voice sparked a desire for wisdom. It had to have been the Dendro Archon. I've been hoping for a chance to repay her kindness. In fact, I was running around today to help prepare the Sub-Zero's festival for her.
What's the Sub-Zero's festival?
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday, which was the day that she was found by the sages. It's actually an old holiday that originally celebrated Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthday. When she passed away, the holiday eventually became a celebration of the Lesser Lord's birthday. I heard everyone was overjoyed when they welcomed her back to Sumeru. In those days, the festival was a huge deal.
What?
But because of the academia's influence, people have gradually lost interest in the festival. The academia actively participates in Sumeru's many holidays dedicated to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But when it comes to the Sub-Zero's festival, forget any funding. They practically act like it doesn't exist.
My god.
Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death, so they're reluctant to celebrate it.
Vabbè, in effetti.
Aw, but that's awful.
It is. It's absolutely terrible. Sure, the Greater Lord founded Sumeru, but hasn't Lesser Lord Kusanali been the one quietly protecting us for the past few hundred years?
Just remember that we're still out in public. Don't get too carried away now.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still hold the Sub-Zero's festival to this day, but I hadn't met any of them before, so I was never able to contribute. But recently, I made a friend there who also follows Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ouais.
I gave her my savings because I want her to throw a wonderful festival this year. That's the least I could do for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Hold on, my lady, does this friend happen to be Nilu, the one who sends flowers to the estate?
Nilu.
Yes, that's her.
I saw her leaving the other day with a nervous look on her face. It seemed like she was hiding something in her arms. Did you give her something?
Yes. Initially, I didn't have much more prepared, so I had Nilu sell one of my skirts. I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today, and see how things are coming along. Dia, would you accompany me?
Sure. That's quite the trip, though. I'll carry you.
No, that would be too much, even for you.
You might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk, who knows how long it'll take us. And if anything happens to you, then I'd really never hear the end of it from your father.
Neanche no?
But of course. Nilu will be thrilled to hear there are more people interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Dio, la ragazza che balla. Mi piacerebbe continuare, ma mi sa che devo andarmi a riposare, perché io devo andare a lavorare oggi, quindi un pettino devo riposare. Per adesso è interessantissimo, mi piace sta missione. Cioè, sono riusciti a raccogliermi, cioè farmi, come si dice, sono rimasto interessato anche se non abbiamo fatto molti combattimenti eccetera. Ah già, conviene a fare una cosa però, che facciamo adesso? Mi sono dimenticato, anche questo mi sono dimenticato di farlo. Ma non riesco a fare tutto, ripeto, se devo fare le missioni... non so neanch'io, penso che tanto stasera non devo fare la notte. L'ho fatto ieri. Ah già, ieri non mi avete visto per un'ora, avevo già spiegato. Vabbè, confido che non devo fare la notte per riposarmi. Perché non c'ho voglia di riposarmi adesso. Quindi va bene così. Però ho paura che riesco. Vabbè, facciamo. Non ci ho pensato. Scusatemi. Colpa mia. Però mi piace queste missioni. Fatte bene. Sacerdotessa degli specchi. Siamo tornati a Inazumare. Che novità. Salve Dudette. My gosh, what the fuck? Are you talking to me? What the fuck? E facciamo così e ci ricordiamo. Che si sposta sempre questo. Perché non ci siano cose strane. Almeno questo lo faccio, nel senso che i cose lì della resina primordiale dovrei anche farlo perché serve per far livellare il coso. Ma insomma. Ma tanto per queste cose le facciamo anche stasera, no? Però la base è che onestamente. Aia. Voglio curarmi un attimo. Nel senso non è che. A moment please. Posto. C'è da difendere qualcosa. Però solo che non mi mettono una prova a tempo stupido. Non so, perché queste cose qua, insomma, sono primogemme, no? Cioè, mi è già capitato in passato che ho detto, vabbè, lo faccio stasera e poi arriva la famosa chiamata e ti puoi fare la notte. Non è che gli dici no, devo farmi la missione su Genshin. Gli dici semplicemente sì, la logica è quella. La base è quella lì. Non è che. Ne ho saltato uno, mi sa. Ah, va a far bagno. Ho finito il coso? No, ce l'ho ancora. Meno male che abbiamo un minuto perché stavo non ci sto capendo ancora. 9:10 sono le. Cioè più che altro devo prendere in ordine, secondo me ho sbagliato a buttarmi giù come ho fatto prima. Quindi va bene così. Facciamo solo il più velocemente possibile così me ne vado a dormire. E boh, stasera se ci sono facciamo quello lì. Facciamo la resina primordiale. Tutto qua. Se ci sono. E poi continuiamo le missioni dell'arco. Purtroppo è così, nel senso che su internet dicono tutti che è un gioco bellissimo perché puoi dedicarci un'ora al giorno e basta. Sì, Genshin è così perché puoi dedicarci un'ora al giorno, però sono cose che non. Cioè, o vai avanti con l'avventura in un'oretta, poi stacchi e lasci perdere le altre missioni, o. Ah, questo qui è quello lì che vuole essere più forte. Fatti sotto. Questo muore facilmente. Muore. Sei formidabile. Hai imparato molto. Stai bene? Ma sei così potente che ci avrei creduto? Effettivamente. Vabbè. Impresa. Vabbè. Incarichi giornalieri completati. Vai. E poi me ne. Sì, boh. Puoi giocare anche un'ora al giorno sto gioco qua, però devi dedicarti solo una roba, una cosa. Se vuoi fare arco, missioni, far fuori la cosa dell'energia primordiale, vuoi anche dare un'occhiata al come cavolo si chiama? Al Season Pass, non ci impieghi solo un'ora. Vogliono 6 o 7 ore per fare.
Thank you for completing today's commitment.
Ci vogliono 6 o 7 ore, ma seriamente, non sto scherzando. Se vuoi andare avanti un po' nell'avventura, ogni missione dura un'oretta. Quindi ne fai una, magari ce ne sono 20 per quell'area lì, ci impieghi 20 giorni ad andare avanti. Se proprio devi fare almeno avere 6 ore e stare lì 6 ore. Altrimenti non riesci. Poi la resina primordiale la facciamo, tranquilli. Quello che mi dà l'idea che questa... Dov'è? Questo no, questo non riusciamo a farlo. Penso che ci sto provando, ma... Tra cose e non cose riesco a fare al minimo. Poi dobbiamo fare la cosa della simulazione, devo ricordare. E niente. Vabbè. Quanti... E poi quello lì dell'arma la scegliamo poi perché non ancora deciso. Cioè ho deciso ma voglio fare uno stream fatto bene. Quindi abbiamo 9000. Okay. Adesso torniamo indietro a Catherine. Ci salutiamo, prendo solo i miei dannati obiettivi. Poi c'è posta anche. Mona. È il compleanno di Mona oggi. Mi dispiace, no vabbè lo leggo poi. Volevo fare la sua voce. Ascolta la voce della saggezza. Esatto. Ok. Vabbè, vi saluto da Kokomi e grazie. Continuiamo stasera o... Ogni volta che dico continuiamo stasera mi porto sfiga dopo. Non è che mi dispiace fare la notte, però... vi prometto una cosa che non riesco a mantenere. È tornato quello a chiacchierare. E niente. Ci vediamo quando ci vediamo, dai, diciamo così. Grazie e... Adios.